everybody. Welcome to this class. This class is near and dear to my heart. It is designed especially for those of us who spent time in the service industry. If you're someone who spent a lot of time on your feet, working with your hands, for me that was being behind the chair and being an educator as a hairdresser. It gets to take quite a toll on the body, and every week, the longer I was in it, the more and more pain I was in. I'm telling you, yoga is the only thing that got me through the 18 years that I spent in the industry. And I wanted to make a class to help us relax, help us release from our week, and really try to use this class anytime you feel like you need relief. It's not a really active class, so it's something you can do even if you're feeling a little low energy. Today, we'll take a blanket, and you can use any kind of folded up blanket here. And we'll also find a strap. So if you don't have a yoga strap, it's no problem. You can use a long dog leash, but you do, for what we're using today, you do want something that has some tension. Sometimes they say it's okay to use a scarf or like a pair of stockings, but for today, you definitely want something that can take some pull. So maybe that's a long belt. Maybe you have something else, a rope in mind. We'll just put this to the side. We'll come to it soon. And then we're going to start out coming into a traditional child's pose today. Now, you are welcome to bring your folded up blanket with you. I like to use it under my forehead, especially if I'm trying to achieve a more restorative state of being. So working that pillow support up under your forehead, pulling it right to your knees. Sit directly on top of your heels. Let your eyes blade closed. Let's just start to take a few grounding breaths. It's really important for us, as service providers, is to make sure we spend time giving back to ourselves, filling up our own cups. Because without a full cup, it's very hard to give fully to all the people we see day in and day out. Feel your jaw relax. When you're ready, start to fold forward. Hinging at your hips, let your chest come down to your knees and your forehead to the blanket. You can let your arms rest beside your body with palms facing up to begin. Now find a few deep breaths here. As you lay here breathing, start to notice any of the thoughts that pop up in your mind. And see if you can let those thoughts keep fluttering by, just like a leaf blowing in the wind. Now, if you'd like to change, we'll just slide the arms forward, extending our reach in child's pose. Now here you'll notice, you start to feel a stretch in your shoulders and your chest. All together, let's come to focus on the breath. We'll empty all the air from our lungs. Take a nice long breath. Inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips, inhale. Fill up your back with this breath. Feel your ribs expand. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips, inhale. Fill your whole body with this breath. Sending it to your fingertips, your hips, your toes. Hold it at the top. Now sip in one tiny more breath of air. Exhale, get all the way empty. Use your diaphragm, force the air out. On your next inhale, lift your hips so you can shift up into a tabletop pose. Shoulders are over wrists, hips are over knees. Find your nice neutral spine. Now we'll let the hips drop to the left or right. And swing your legs out and around in front of you. Now, if you're uncomfortable at all, just finding a cross-legged seat, you can sit up on your cushion or your blanket. And we're going to come into cow face pose to begin. Now here, we can use the strap as an option. And we'll begin by bringing the right leg over the left. We'll do both sides, so we'll bring the left leg on top on the next side, not to worry. Taking the strap in your right hand, you'll inhale the right arm high. Now bring the strap so it dangles behind your back. Reach behind with your left hand. Find a grip on your strap. Now you can let the arms come close together. Sometimes you might not even need a strap. You may be able to achieve this stretch without one. Now find a space that's comfortable. You might feel a little stretch. You might feel awareness. Your mind is drawn to that area of your body, and that's fine. But if you feel pain or you're holding your breath, release the tension a little. Let your hands slide apart. And then let your right arm fall away from your right ear. We'll take 5 full rounds of breath here in this shape. Now, if you want, you can try folding forward, keeping your grip. I'm going to slide my blanket out from underneath for this. Just letting yourself come forward. All come back to upright. Release your left hand. And then your right. Letting it all go. Maybe roll the shoulders out. And now we'll bring the left leg on top. Finding your strap once again. Bring it up overhead. And then let the tail drape down behind you. Finding the grip with your right hand behind your back. Walk your hands closer together. I'll turn around this time in case you had a little trouble figuring out the grip. But here it is. Let the left ear and the left arm separate. full breaths. See if you can send your inhale through every rib, and all the way down to your navel. Now, if you'd like, you can try folding forward. And if that's strenuous, just stay upright. Slowly all come upright to our seat. Release the right hand, and then release the left. Set the strap aside once again. Now from here, we'll shift into a tabletop pose. We're going to start out with a hand dance. So while your hands are directly under your shoulders, we'll walk them in every direction. As you move your hand position, try shifting your body position a little. Take your time here. If you're feeling sensitivity, just pull your hips back to take some weight out of your hands. Now we'll turn the palms face up, taking the same movements in your hand dance, rocking a little side to side. And it's much more sensitive with the hands facing up. So reducing the amount of body weight adequately, and putting into your wrists. Coming back, let's make our hands into fists. And then we'll drop down to our seat. And we're going to start out with another seated wrist stretch here. And to begin with, find the right hand in a fist. Bring your left hand, cup it around your right, and let that come down in front of your body. If it's easier for you to stand on your knees, go ahead and take that position. And now what we're gonna do is with the left hand, pull the wrist. And now I want you to resist with the right hand. Press the right hand into the left. Keep breathing and release. Roll out your wrists. Now we'll take the left side. Find the fist. Take your right hand, cup it under your left. And start to pull, bending at the wrist. Now press your left hand into your right. Whew. Breathe through it. Release, shake it out. We'll take the hands straight in front, palms facing forward. And bring the left hand on top of the right, fingers overlap, and pull back on the right fingertips. Now with your hand pulled back, start to actively press the right hand forward while you pull back. Now, what we're doing is lengthening our active muscle fibers. Let's release, roll out the wrists. And we'll take the left hand on the bottom, bring the right fingertips on top, pull the hand back. Now press the left hand into the right. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Shaking out your wrists. Now our final wrist exercise is coming to Anjali Mudra. Bringing our hands together right in front of your chest. Now actively press your hands together. You'll feel your chest muscles engage. Try to lower your shoulders away from your ears. Press the pads of each finger against one another. Press the heels of your palms together. Stay here for 3 full breaths. Now standing on our knees. Turn to face the long way on our mats. We'll start to introduce a little bit of sun salutation. Staying on the knees, let's inhale the arms clasp. Sweep your arms up, gaze up. Now flex your palms up, interlacing your fingers. Engage your belly. Your biceps back behind your ears. One more big breath in, gaze up. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms high. We'll exhale, open twist to the right. Send your right arm back in space, left arm reaches forward. Actively try to pull your arms apart. Feel the stretch in your biceps. Inhale, come back to center, arms high. Exhale, left arm back, open twist. Once again, reaching right arm forward, pull your left arm back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, tabletop pose. Now let's curl our toes under. And find your way to downward dog. Lifting your hips, shift them up into the air, and let your heels melt down towards the mat. Now pedal out your heels by bending your knees, taking turns on either side, getting nice and deep here. Try to pull your chest back towards your thighs as you pedal them out. Now press more into your hands. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, find stillness. Let your heels settle down. Taking 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, gaze towards your hands. And exhale, walk your hands behind your feet. Keep them hips width distance and let your upper body just hang nice and heavy. Grabbing opposite elbow with opposite hand. Let your chest just drape towards the floor, hanging over your knees. Release your grip. Bring your feet together. Now take your hands and reach for your ankles, trying to wrap them behind your arms, or your arms behind your calves rather. Maybe you just grip elbow to elbow behind your legs. Let your upper body weight shift a little more forward. See if your heels can lift just a ½ inch off your mat. Shifting the weight back to your heels. We'll inhale to a halfway lift. Pull your belly in, lengthen your spine. Exhale back to forward fold, release. Now bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms high. In your mountain pose. Now here, just relax your shoulders. Let them fall. Keep your hands facing one another. Everyone squeeze your glutes. Try to stretch your toes, wiggle them apart. One more big inhale here. Squeeze your glutes, reach up. Exhale, baby back bend. Draw your elbows towards your spine. Keep your gaze lifting. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Let your forehead come to your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, downward dog. Plant your palms, step back. Take a nice full breath in here. Exhale, full breath out. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, travel through. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, rise up. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now exhale, step only your right foot back towards your downward dog shape. Keep your feet separated, hips width distance here. It's okay if your right heel pulls in a little towards the midline. Now bend the left knee and tuck your forehead to your knee. When you're ready, you can start to work on straightening the left leg. Now push the left hip back in space more, let the right hip roll forward. Press your palms into your mat. Find your breath, 5 breaths here. Your next inhale, you can soften your left knee, walk your hands forward. Do a little low lunge, and step back to your downward dog. Maybe you pedal out your heels again. Take a nice big inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, forward fold, walk through. Inhale, halfway lift. Belly's in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Ground down to rise. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, step only your left foot back into your downward dog stance. Now adjust your hips alignment, heels in line with hips. It's okay if the left heel pulls in a little. Now bend your right knee and touch your forehead to knee. See if you can slide your right hip back more. Then when you're ready, lift your hips to straighten the right knee. Someday maybe you can walk your hands in front of your toes into a prayer position with your hands. Remember your 5 full breaths. Slowly shift forward, walk your hands forward. And step back, coming into your downward dog. Nice big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. We'll move through one more sun A. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward dog. Plant your palms, step back. Nice big inhale here, lift your hips higher. Exhale, pull your armpits towards your knees. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, come on down to your knees. Now we're gonna lower all the way to our bellies. So make sure you have your strap and your blanket handy here as we move into the next set. As we work on a little bit of back strength and then shoulder release. Now bringing your legs together. Start with the hands by the sides, palms facing down. Glue your legs together, ankles and knees, all the way to your big toes. Now when you're ready, inhale, lift your chest. And thinking of your shoulder blades, try to slide them towards one another on your back, maybe even float your hands. Now pull your belly in. Maybe you can start to float your heels. Now find your breath. And then you can find softness here. One more big breath in. Exhale, release, bring your left ear to the mat. Let your palms stay by your side. Now we're gonna take hot style, locust. And while this one is a little confusing to follow, I think it's one of the most beneficial for us if we're working with our hands. So, keep your palms face down. Lift your right hip so you can slide your right hand under your body, and then your left. And then you walk your hands together. It's so graceful and lovely. Now, set your chin on your mat and gaze slightly forward. We're only going to activate the right leg this first round. Lifting, floating the right leg off the mat. See if you can even slide forward 1 inch. Maybe that means your arms get active. One more breath in. Exhale, let your right arm down, or right leg rather. Now we'll lift the left foot. Keep the right leg nice and soft. Keeping your chin on the mat, slight gaze forward. Once again, try to slide forward 1 inch. Push yourself forward on your arms. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Let's let the arms come out. Bring the right ear to the mat. Now we'll try one more round. Bring the hands back under the body. Palms facing down. And get them as close together as you can. Now this time, bring your mouth to the mat, nose is down. And this time we'll lift both legs. Try to press yourself forward. Maybe one day you can even float your hips. Remember to breathe. More big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Woo. Release your arms. Sliding your hands up underneath your shoulders. Curling your toes under. Press back up into your tabletop pose. Now we'll take the right knee and slide it towards the right wrist. Kick your right toes to the side and then start to lengthen your left leg back for a pigeon. Now, you can slide the blanket under your right hip if it really just wants to keep lifting away from your mat. This is how we're going to find release, is being able to relax completely. And letting our upper body come down. You can use your hands as a pillow. You could use a pillow as a pillow. And roll your right hip down towards the floor. Begin to deepen your breath. Slowly slide your hands back towards your shoulders. Lift your chest off the floor. Curl your left toes under. Shift back to your tabletop. Now sliding your left knee up to your left wrist. Swing your left toes out to the side and slide your right leg back nice and low. Let yourself come down to rest. Notice the little adjustments in your body. You settle in and release. Begin to deepen your breath. Slowly pull your hands back under your shoulders. Pull your right toes under. And shift back into your tabletop position. Now we're going to take our blanket and bring it back onto our mat. I'm going to fold mine up a little bit so I have a little more of a fold on the front half and it's a little flatter. So my idea is I'm going to make a slight wedge shape here. And we're going to take our strap. Now, bring the strap behind your back to start with. We want to bring it right up under the shoulder blades, right under the armpits. Now take the strap from your right side, bring it over your right shoulder, and then the strap from your left side, bring it over the left. And you just want to be able to find those straps behind your back. We'll come down to lay back on our bellies, with our chest on the thicker part of our blanket. This is a strap-assisted locust. You can see here with tension, I have a grip on the end of my straps. I'm just pulling my shoulders gently away from my ears. Keeping a neutral spine. Three more full breaths here. Last exhale, release your grip. Press yourself back up to your tabletop. And then just sit on your knees. You can release the strap, setting it aside. Move the blanket off to one side. Now, if you can, separate your heels here and drop your seat back behind them. A few options are, again, sliding the blanket under your seat to help lift it up. And if even that is too much, bring one leg forward. Moving into a half saddle pose. So your left heel is outside of your left hip, right heel is outside of your right hip, or the leg is facing forward. I'll bring the hands behind the hips. Fingertips point towards you. Keep your elbows soft and gently. You can come all the way down to your elbows. You're ready. Slowly come back up to a seat. Now, if you did just one leg, we'll switch the legs. If you did both, you can take it a second time. You're welcome to take any shape that sounds good to you right now. So we have our left leg straight and our right heel tucked back. And let the hands come behind us. Let the chest lift, gaze falls back. You can come down to your elbows. Maybe one day you come all the way down to lay on your shoulders. Begin to work your way out. Coming back up to your seat. Tuck your feet underneath you so you can move your support off to either side. We'll come back to sit directly on our hips, or hips on heels. And inhale your arms high. Now cross your thumbs and squeeze your biceps to your ears. Keep that engagement. So you can inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, fold. Keep that firm upper body. Let your forehead and fingertips touch at the same time. Now actively press into your fingertips. Yes, feel that nice stretch on your shoulder blades. Staying active. On your next inhale, come back up. Keep your arms by your ears. Exhale, release them to the mat. We'll come up to stand on our knees once again. This time separate the knees, hips width distance, toes point towards one another. Bring your hands to your low back. Now squeeze your glutes, but then shorten your abdomen. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, pull your shoulder blades together. Let your head fall back. Maybe you reach for your heels, but if you do, keep lifting your chest up. Don't let your body weight collapse down into your hands. Breathe through this. On your next inhale, come back upright. Exhale, sink onto your heels. Eyes blink closed. Deep back bends can bring up a lot of different sensations in the mind and the body. See if you can let that be. Opening your eyes, we'll reach for the heels behind us. Now you'll find a slight curvature in your spine as you try to sit upright. Take a big inhale, lift your shoulders. Now exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Roll your forehead to your knees for rabbit pose. Once you're here, actively pull on your heels. Feel that nice stretch again across your back. Maybe lift your hips. Keep pulling on your heels. Whatever you do, avoid dumping all the weight into your head. One more big breath in. Exhale, unwind. Now we'll shift to either side. Untucking your legs, your left leg out in front of you. Pull your right heel into the midline in your body. Now pick up your left glute and slide it back so you're facing your left foot. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your forehead to knee. Roll your right shoulder towards the floor, towards the inside of your leg. On your next inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, switch out your legs. Bring your left leg into the middle line, right leg is straight. Pick up your right glute, pull it back. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Forehead touching your knee. Roll your left shoulder in towards the center. Stay for 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, slowly roll up. Finding yourself centered in your mat. Bring your folded up blanket where underneath your shoulders and back will be. And you let yourself come into your butterfly legs. So the soles of the feet touch, knees are open. Start to walk the hands back. You scoot your seat a little forward towards your heels. And then come down to rest, allowing your head to fall heavy off the top of your blanket or pillow. Knees fall open. Arms can be away from your body, or maybe even reaching overhead. Thumbs and forefingers touch. And your lotus mudra. To soften your jaw. Maybe run your tongue over your teeth. Lick your lips and swallow. If at any point you'd like to shift more into your supported fish, straightening your legs and arms, go right ahead. Just breathing here. For making it here to your mat today. Spending this time with me and giving back to yourself. Recognize what amazingly hard workers you all are. Feeling that gratitude from one another. Here as long as you like.